السلام عليك يا أبا عبد الله.
حسين حسين يا مظلوم يا أبا عبد الله. قال الله الحكيم في كتابه الكريم: بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. إنا لله وإنا إليه راجعون. Azadar Hussain, today is the day of Ashura. This is the land of Karbala, and it is the time of Asr. The riwayat say at this moment, at this time on the day of Ashura, Abu Abdullah is standing alone on the plains of Karbala. He looks forward towards Furat. He sees the body of Abbas lying there. He looks to his left. He sees Ali Akbar's broken body lying there. He looks to his right. He sees the remains of Qasim lying next to him, besides Awan and Muhammad. Hussein turns and sees 72 bodies he has brought back, each every single one. The riwayat says at this time Hussein looks around, sees no companions, sees no friends, sees no family, and says, Hal min nasirin yansurna. Is there anyone left to help me? Is there any helper? They say, as Hussein says these words, is there anyone left to help me? Kulthum comes down and says, Hussein, stop, don't say this anymore. Why? Sajjad has just stood up. His body is weak, he's taking his sword and says, why is my Baba tanha? Why is my father alone? She says, tell Imam Sajjad, tell him I'm coming to give him my final salam, my akhir salam. Abu Abdullah walks in, he sees Imam Sajjad. Imam tries to stand, but he's too weak to stand because of his illness. Abu Abdullah walks in. Imam Sajjad says, was that you saying, Hal min Nasrin yansurna? He says, yes, it was me. He says, why are you calling for help when Abbas is here? Why are you calling for help when Akbar is here? Why are you calling for help? Where is Qasim? Where are they? Hussein says, just know one thing, besides me and you, there is no man left in this camp. Maybe he says, what about Ali Asghar? Hussein says, take my final salam, I'm leaving now, I'm going towards the Maqtal. Sajjad, you are the Imam after me, now it's your role. Hussein stands and starts leaving. As he leaves, Zainab says, will you not say salam to me as well? The riwayat says Abu Abdullah goes to Sayyidah Zainab, she goes to Abu Abdullah. Hussein and Zainab, for a long time they are just saying goodbye to one another. At some point the riwayat says, Imam Hussein says, Zainab, give me your hands, I want to kiss your hands before I leave. Zainab lifts her hands, Hussein kisses them. Then she says, one more thing, Hussein, give me your chest, I want to kiss your chest. The riwayat says, as she kisses his chest, he says to her, Zainab, why did you do this? And why did I do this action? Hussein says, I kissed your hands because my mother told me one day, Zainab's hands will be bound by a rope in Kufa. So I kissed your hands. Zainab, why did you kiss my chest? She says, my mother told me, one day when I am gone, one la'een will sit on the chest of my Hussein. Abu Abdullah leaves Sayyidah Zainab, rides on Zuljana and starts leaving towards the Maqtal. As he's riding, Zuljana is walking very slowly. At some point, Zuljana, while walking, looking towards the Maqtal, stops completely. Hussein says, Zuljana, are you tired? Are you thirsty? Even I am thirsty. You've had no water. Even I've had no water. One last journey, my friends. Take me towards the battlefield. Zuljana does not move. He stays still. Hussain says, why do you not listen to me? I'm your imam. Zuljana turns his head. Ek choti si bachchi theri hai. A 4-year-old girl is holding the legs of Zuljana saying, don't take my Baba. Hussain turns around and sees Sakina is saying, don't take my Baba. Zuljana, every time someone goes, they don't return. Don't take him for me. Hussain comes up Zuljana, he goes to Sakina, he says, my dear daughter, allow me to go, it's my turn. She says, Baba, every time someone goes, they don't come back. My uncle Abbas went, you left him at Furat. My brother Ali Akbar went, he's lying now, Shaheed. But my father, every night when I can't sleep, I sleep on your chest. How will I sleep if you go? Abu Abdullah takes this small girl and goes on Zuljana holding Sakina. 4 years old. As he's holding her, he lays her head on his chest and she starts to rest and sleep. This is the last time Sakina will sleep on the chest of Abu Abdullah. Right now, Sakina's lying her head on the chest of Hussain. But who will be on the chest of Hussain on Ashura? Hussain leaves Sakina, he lets her go and he rides towards the Maqtal. Let me give you just a few riwayat. Imam Sadiq says, if you knew the extent of the musibah of Hussain, your hearts would crumble. Let me mention a few riwayat. Hussain is now riding towards the Maqtal. This Hussain, which Hussain? The son of Ali Hussain, the son of Fatima Hussain, is going on one last time into the battlefield. As Hussain is riding towards the Maqtal, he says, I am Hussain, the son of Fatima. If you fear me, come towards me. As they come, every enemy who comes, Abu Abdullah destroys them. They say, we have never seen a man who has just carried his son, his brother, his nephew, fight so bravely on any battlefield. Hussain fights with shujaat, with bravery. This is Zulfiqar on this battlefield. As he's fighting, he comes towards Furat. He looks at Furat and thinks, I could go to Furat, but Abbas did not drink any water. Then he turns and sees the enemy are going towards the women and children. How can I stop them? He goes towards Shimr and says, La'in, don't go near the woman while I'm alive on this earth. Don't fight them, fight me. But as they're fighting, they say Hussain has so many wounds on his body at this point. And every wound he gets, he says, Alhamdulillah, wa shukr alhamdulillah. But there is one wound while Hussain is fighting. One La'in fires an arrow. It comes into the chest of Abu Abdullah. Hussain falls forward. As he falls, one La'in comes from behind and strikes the back of Abu Abdullah. Hussain falls to the ground. Now they say, Hussain is down. Strike him, strike him. Hussain is lying alone on the ground, on the plains of Karbala. No helper, no supporter. Abu Abdullah is alone on the sands. One narration says, there is a wound in his chest. He tries to lean down and with his knees take the arrow from his chest. As he leans down, one La'in comes behind and strikes the head of Abu Abdullah. Hussain is lying on his side now. The enemy are looking towards him. No one goes towards him. Hussain is lying alone. No one goes towards him. Umar ibn Sa'd says, what are you waiting for? He's defenseless. Anyone who hates Ali, now take your revenge. All around they come to Abu Abdullah, from the front and the back and the left and the right, and they strike Hussain. While Hussain is lying there, Akhir Jumla Ya Mu'mineen, Hussain is lying there. The Maqtal says, we don't know, for a long time, no one could come forward and do the final deed. No one could come forward until Shimr stood up and walked towards Abu Abdullah. One riwayat, forgive me, one riwayat, he kicks Hussein's chest. Hussain falls to the ground. Shimr climbs on the chest of Abu Abdullah. In one hand his dari. He raises his sword 12 times, Ya Mu'mineen. Azadari Hussain, Akhir Jumla. Hussain is lying there, Shimr is on his chest. They say as Shimr raises his arm for the final blow, Imam al-Mahdi says, I could see Hussein's sweat coming from his head at this time. As he raises his hands, he can't strike down, he can't hit down. Hussain is lying there, he can't hit down. Hussain says, what are you waiting for? Shimr says, I'm trying to strike you, but there's a lady here. Every time he says, this is my mother Zahra.